Hi learners, welcome to IoT Design and Applications. In this session, it is a practical and a laboratory session. So in this session, I am going to give a demonstration on Contiki NG. So Contiki was the operating system earlier, it was there with the two versions 2.7 and 3.0. Then NG is next generation. So that's what we are going to see now. So the next generation works in two different modes. So one is a terminal mode, then another is the GUI mode. So GUI mode means this mode will use a Kuja editor or Kuja framework we call. So in this example we will be seeing how to use the terminal mode in Contiki operating system. Okay, so now first step is step 1 is open a terminal. So usually the shortcut key for open a terminal in Ubuntu is Control plus Alt plus T. So once you type it, it will open a terminal. Okay, so it open like this. So I'm just maximizing the font. Okay, so now when you see ls here, so we have a first folder called as Contiki NG. So this is where we have our Contiki NG have been installed. So what we do here is cd Contiki. So inside Contiki we have so many folders called as architecture, examples, tests and tools. So these are the four folders, and there is operating system OS. So we have totally 5 folders. So when you go through architecture, so it shows you the various CPU supported by Contiki NG, various devices and various platforms. So we'll go inside CPU. So in the CPU we can see that ARM controllers, CC2538, MSP430, which is very common, and the native is so even if you do not have any sensor board, if you want to run the examples directly on the machine itself, so in that case you can use only Linux for running your algorithms, other stuff. So for that they give a native thing, and the CX2XX0 and simple link and NRF5 to the 832. So these are some of the CPUs are supporting in Contiki NG. Next thing is devices. So you can see the devices BME 280, CC 1200, CC 2420, disk DS2411. Disk means even you can for storage also you can use. External flash, RGB LED. So this we will be seeing, and SHD11 is the sensors DHT11 sensor the temperature and humidity sensor. Similarly we have here SHD11. Okay, so these are the devices have been supported here. Next thing is platform. So what are the platforms supported is this is very important. We have Kuja. So Kuja means you just use a simulator or emulator by directly using Kuja, so that you need not have any other sensor platform needed. And native, again native is for native to the operating system. We have open mode, we have sky mode, we have Zoll modes, we have Z1 modes. Z1 and Zoll are from Zollartia sensors, simple link, then JN516, then NRF52 and this thing. So these are the platforms supported. So in case we want to go inside one platform, let's say you want to go inside sky mode, so in that you can see that again there are some devices, some documents is there, and some applications it supports. See the applications in sky mode, blink and fader. So these are the two applications supported in the sky mode. So likewise, so each platform has a support. Okay, so this is there in the architecture. Next thing is the example. So this is where we are going to see, and in the examples when you see there are so many examples. See, Contiki is a new operating system. It has so many different libraries. Use of proto threading was there, as you might have learned about proto threads presentation in the week 3. So you might have learned about it. So most of these codings here have been written using proto threading mechanism. So we'll be seeing a couple of proto threading examples how it has been written. So one good example here is I want to check with the Hello World application. You can see somewhere Hello World is there. Yeah, Hello World is here. So I'll just go inside Hello World. So inside Hello World I have the files. So already I have a file. I'll delete it. Already tried it for sky mode. Okay, so now I have these 3 files, 1 2 3 and a folder. So I will delete the folder also for time being. Okay, so now I have only a file hello world.c, a make file and a readme file. So since it is by system defined folder, so it has a readme file. But suppose if it is defined by our own self, we don't need any file as such. So we just need only a make file and the name of the source file. So what I do here is I'll just copy these two files and I create my own folder, cd dot examples mkdir pradeep. I'll create my own folder name mkdir pradeep. So from this I will just copy these two files into my folder. So cp hello world.c and I'll copy in this folder with the same name. Similarly I'll copy make file. So now when you see I have only these two files, hello world.c and make file. So I will rename this make file hello world.c to my own.c. I name the file as my own.c. Okay, so make file should not be changed make file, because the make file, the syntax for creating a file is it doesn't have any extension. The first letter should be capital M. So now I'll open the make file. So when I open the make file, see the make file have variables like this. It's a config underscore project equal to hello world. So now in my case I have a world called my own. So no extension. And compiler libraries, assembler and compiler libraries. I want to make all assembler directives and compiler directives. I want to compile. So I have a dollar contiki project means it takes the contiki project here and compile everything for it. Then where is the contiki folder? The contiki folder is somewhere in the two folders up. That means // means previous folder. Again another / means one more previous folder. So there you have some include make file or include file. So that's why hashing the include $contiki means from this folder. In this folder you have a file called as make file include that also there, because in every folder we cannot have a make file include. So that's why they give a shortcut here. Maybe I'll just show you where was this make file. cd // as it indicates, cd // then you can see maybe I'll just open that file, gedit // make file include. So the make file include. So this is the file which we are including here. In all the contiki libraries this file will be included. So this file will be getting compiled every time when you do the compilation. Okay, so now this is my own the file name. So now what I do is I'll have to compile this file. So simple logic is whenever you want to compile the file, make is the only thing that you can do the compilation. So when I type make, the file is started compiling. So that means make file.include, from the make file.include every values have been taken, and now you can see that my own.native is created. So there is a file called as my own.native. Native, why it is native? Because I simply type a command called as make. So I will be creating only a native file. So then I use my own.native. Now you can see hello world is printed here. So assuming that this is since is native, the hello world has to be printed on a LCD panel of a particular sensor node. You can see every some time duration this hello world is printed after every time duration. Maybe we'll just count for the next time. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. Okay, so almost around 13 seconds. Maybe I may be fast, so almost around 10 seconds later the hello world is being printed. Okay, so now see that this output have something like, I'll just close this. So what Mac it has, it is a null Mac, and it has the 802.15.4. so we have been discussing this for a long period of time during our week 1 week 2 lectures. And what is a link layer address is, what is a link layer address, and what is the tentative IP version 6 address. So what is IP version 6 address, and global IP version 6 address, what it has. So local and global both are there. So this is what a simple device that you can do natively. Okay, so the same alternative command is make target equal to native. I can use this way also. So already I have done it. So whenever you want to clean all the files, you can use the command make clean. Okay, so now when you type make target equal to native, see again it will do the compilation. So clean means it clean all the object files, all the build files it will be deleting, and after that I can do the same process again. So that is a simple logic. So now you can see my own.native, you can run it, you will get the same thing. So this is the main command that I can use, make target equals native. Okay, now let's say if I want to create an object file or a binary file for a hardware device, that is for we call it as cross compilation. I want to create this is a target, this is the host machine, this Linux machine is host machine. I am going to create an object file for a target machine, so I can use make target equal to sky. Sky means a mode, a sky sensor mode. So when I create it, it will create a mode binary file for a sky mode. Okay, so now you can see that I got two files already. I got one file my own.native. Now I am getting my own.sky. So this is also a binary file. Now what I do, I am just running this my own.sky here directly. What it will say is cannot execute binary file, execute format error. Why it cannot run is this my own.sky is a cross compiler which can execute only on a sky mode. So if you have a sky mode, if you have a physical sky mode available to you, if you attach it to the USB drive of this machine, and you can download this file into the sky mode directly, so that the sky mode will start working on it. This is one thing. Now again one more thing is make target equal to, I'll clear the screen, make target equals Zowl. So Zowl is a kind of mode. Again Zowl is one of the recent modes available across the globe. In INR it is around 12,000 to 15,000 rupees. So mostly it is abundantly available in some of the manufacturers are in New Delhi. You can purchase the mode from them also. So this is one of the Zowl mode. Now we can see the Zowl mode is almost also called as remodes. So we call remodes like this. So this is also called as remodes. Okay, now we can see it creates another file called as my own.zowl. So if you have a Zowl mode readily available to you, you can simply download this my own.zowl into the particular Zowl so that you can print it. Similarly, one more thing is there are so many things are there. My target equals Z1 also there. So we have Z1 Zolatia modes. So even we can go for Z mode also. So whatever the platform or the device or the CPU it supports, so we can able to get the files accordingly. See, now you can see my own.native, my own.sky, my own.z1 and my own.zowl. So there are so many things available. So this is what that we can do in terminal mode. We can do so many operations here. Okay. So the same method you can follow for using this on a terminal mode. Okay. Now let me come to the source code of it. Source code is the my own.c file. So gedit my own.c file. So let me show you what it contains. See that the code is written in 2006, almost 15 years back, 14 years back it has written. Okay, now you can see it is a simple C program. So most of you you might be having basic knowledge on C programming, so you might be understanding very easily. Now you can see hash include in contiki.header file. So this contiki.header file which have all the Contiki operating system libraries, and then we have stdio.header file, that is standard input output.header file. Okay, since it is completely a proto threading mechanism, first I will start a process. So process hello world process, then you give a name for the hello world process. Now I have a variable name here, hello world process. I can have any name as, so I can use my own process. Let's say I am on my own. So this is what I want to give a name for this. Now here auto start. So what is auto start here is, whenever you switch on the sensor, immediately when you switch on the sensor, we have to make one process to run. The operating system has to run a particular process. Usually what we do is there is a process called as init. Usually in most of the microcontroller there will be a process called as init. Similarly here we need to specify the name which process has to start. So in case for complex examples, so there may be more than one process will be running in the mode, but which process has to start once you boot the mode sensor node. Now in this case it is called as my own underscore process, as the name says in the previous line. So I just use my own underscore process. Okay. So next thing is again here process thread. Now I am creating a thread. I already told you that it is a proto thread, so I am creating a proto thread. So what I do here is my own process is the process thread is created based on three parameters: the environmental variables, the data, and the sorry, it is not it is event. The events, the data, and my own process, the name of the process. Okay, now I define a timer. There are so many timers are there. Maybe in shortly I'll just tell you about the different timers available in this. We called as a e timer means event timer. So static struct e timer timer. Please remember that if I don't use static, this timer variable will become a local variable. So which should be avoided in a proto-threading. So that's why static is defined. Static is used here to store the timer in the RAM. So else what happens is static. If we don't give static, the timer become a local variable which should be avoided on a proto-thread. Okay. So this is what the static struct e timer. So I am creating a variable called as timer. Then process begin. So I am just beginning the process. So everything between begin and end will be running. So now e timer set at timer clock second into 10 seconds. So now you understand that 10 seconds why the hello world is printed every 10 seconds is because of this thing. So clock second will be executing according to the sensor. So since it is native, it uses 10 seconds. But if it is really running on a sensor mode, the clock second of the corresponding sensor mode alone, it will be triggered. So that means that each and every sensor will be having their own clock second value. So accordingly, the clock second will be varying for each and every sensor. So timer set ampersand timer clock second into 10. So maybe what I do is I'll just for changing I'll just use 5 seconds now. Okay, now while true, that is this value is while 1 means while true, print of hello world. So okay, what I do is hello learners, I'll put okay, so I'll put like this, hello learners, welcome to IoT. So I'll put like this. Okay, so in this case what happens, this hello learner will be printed while true. While true means when everything goes fine, it will print. So this statement is called this while true is called a super loop architecture. It's kind of an architecture. We won't call a loop, it is a simple kind of architecture, super loop. That means that as and when the sensor is switched on or the mode is switched on, automatically the code inside this while loop will start executing as long as it is running. So that means either the battery should be turned off or the power should be pulled off. So till the time it will be running. Now at this statement it will be running infinitely, but I need to have a control over this. So that's it. What I do is process wait event until. So that means that how long this process has to wait until the timer is expiring. The timer expire. What is when is the timer expire? After 5 seconds it expire. Next 5 seconds, next 5 seconds, like that it will go. After it is expired, I will just reset the timer to the initial value. So again it's count from the beginning. Once 5 reaches, it resets. It resets, again it goes to the beginning. So and process end. So this is called as a simple proto thread that is implemented here. This is a simple proto thread. So this is what the actual implementation of proto thread. So this is the best understanding for you for learning how the proto threading is used. Okay. So now I'll just go back here with my own changes. I'll just run it here. Make target equal to native. You need not write everything, simply type make, it's enough. Okay, now I think it's done. So now I use my own dot native. Okay, now you can see that I get the message called hello learner, welcome to IoT, but I given 5 seconds. Just check it, it is coming 5 seconds. Third time I'll just try 1 2 3 4 5. Yes, so you see that. So every 5 seconds the value is being printed here. So this is the best example of how proto threads are used and how in terminal mode I can use Config-ng. Now in my next video lecture I will just show you how the Config-ng can be useful with the GUI. So that there you can able to see a real emulation rather than a simulation or something like a terminal. So thanks for listening to this video. So now wait for the GUI mode. Okay, so maybe I'll just give you some underneath the video. I'll just give you some description. I'll just type all the descriptions here. So thank you.